working twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Hey! Hey!
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to another Orange Morning. It is Friday, June 12th, 2026. Good morning, Madeline and Casey.
Good morning, Chris and Madeline.
We made it. The end of another week, halfway through June.
Mhm. Yes, it is amazing to me that we are already halfway through June. Like, I feel like May was literally yesterday.
And almost halfway through the year.
Right. So that means everybody's got their, second half plans and strategies, like well documented and in place, right?
Yeah.
At least one of us does. It sounds like. Good job, Madeline.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
My favorite thing is when, like, your annual budget, it's like March and you're still like working on,
Right?
you're
Because
like
by
finalizing that.
December, like no one wants to talk about it, and then come
Mhm.
January, it's already the new year, and then you're like, well, it doesn't matter now. We're already late, so you just keep putting it off.
Yeah. Oh man. Festering all of this marketing leadership baggage from the past. So thank you for that. I bet HubSpot has a way to help us with that. So let's dive into some updates. Talked a lot about personalized navigation yesterday, but I'm curious if Madeline has seen this yet.
Let's see.
Yes.
I've seen the name of it in my updates, but I haven't. Oh no, that's a lie. I saw Kyle's post about it, I think. Was very excited.
Okay.
It's much better than bookmarks.
Yes. And a short exchange with the team yesterday, and I think in a couple weeks they might be coming on with us to walk through that. Once it's out, like for private beta,
Mhm.
and out of development, or out of in development mode, I should say. So a major update indeed.
Yes, definitely a major update. I, as you know, Chris, I'm still a little anxious about this one, but happy for
Right.
everyone else.
It's like the last layer of customization change that like really changes the way you need to think about supporting HubSpot.
Mhm.
Like you cannot, like once this is in place, there could be nothing about the interface that is standardized like 100% from portal to portal. So for consultants and practitioners helping clients, like all of the like playbooks and like go to your nav and then we're going to turn this on and this on, this on,
Mhm.
like changes when the names of the objects are different, when they're not in the same spot on the nav,
Mhm.
and when the nav itself like is changed. So I'm with you there, Casey.
But as I said yesterday, this is better for like 95% of HubSpot users. I just happen to sit in the 5% of users who this is a little more scary for.
Well, and what's interesting is you're talking in the 100% of like the hardcore ecosystem or super user admins, when in reality, like the other 95% of actual HubSpot users, just like, just show me where to click
Mhm.
and make sure I understand the word
Mhm.
like that I'm looking for.
Mhm.
So it will be easier to do that. Just again, try to be intentional about it, or else you're going to end up with a navigation with well over 80 items trying to serve every user that wants a specific item in a specific place.
Yeah.
Breeze AI powered CTAs in assign notification emails.
I have mixed feelings about this.
Yeah. I started to understand what it was as I read each word. What is it? Breeze AI powered CTAs in assign notification emails enables dynamic, context aware next step buttons in task assignment emails. Assignees now receive notification emails with AI generated call to action buttons that link directly to the relevant record and open a sidebar with context specific prompts.
Why does this one matter? Users often struggle to identify the most relevant next step after receiving task assignment emails, causing delays and missed actions. Embedding AI-powered CTAs directly in notification emails helps assignees act faster by surfacing the optimal next step for each context.
I'm excited. I would love to hear why you have mixed feelings, Madeline.
So, I think a common, I don't know what word to use, complaint, issue, a common thing that happens when you're trying to notify your team that's not as familiar with HubSpot through tasks or email notifications is they're like, why am I getting this email? What is this for? Which of the processes was this about? And I feel like it always happens when you made sure to like provide as much context as possible that happens. But regardless, you try to like tailor the message so that they do know specifically what they're supposed to do and they have like instructions in that message. If this works well every time, then in theory it would be great because it would like tell them specifically what to do and open like, obviously whatever. I guess it wouldn't link differently because it already links to the associated record. I don't know. I'm just nervous because sometimes, like you take care to make sure that the message is contextual for them, ideally, if you're like taking that time. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
I just created a task for Casey.
Okay.
And I'm curious if you got it in your email. That's like step one. Like, do you have notifications turned on? Or are you seeing these? Is like, as far as like users, because I love the
Nope.
idea of it. But again, like, if you've already reached the point where tasks are noise for
Yeah.
the team, right? That's a tough spot. So it's like kind of redeveloping a new process. Be hard to do if you're relying on AI to figure it out, especially if the data is not great. Did you
The
happen
part that I did not get the notification, so my emails are not turned on.
All right,
Give her
I'm
a
gonna
task to turn her notifications on. No, that won't work.
But the thing that makes me nervous here, and this is kind of, I think, just going to continue to be something we discuss, is keeping the human in the loop. And as AI has more capabilities and has more context, it becomes easier for the human to remove themselves. I'm not saying like this update, I mean, if you read it, like it's going to be context aware next steps, and it's going to open the relevant record and open a sidebar with context specific like this is in theory supposed to be keeping the human in the loop. But as a human who uses AI, I know sometimes it's easy to remove myself from the loop when the loop feels like it's looping. I don't know. That was you know, and you're just like, you know what, you keep looping and I got other stuff. So like it feels like you got this. So you can go ahead and do that. And I know from my own experience that's not ideal, like because once I've removed myself from the loop, it's harder to get back in it. And potentially damage has already been done where I've sent something. All of this is like, I don't know, used with caution, or like, I don't know. That's all. Chris is upset.
I'm just trying to figure out how to create one of these task notifications. Because I love the concept, because like tasks with names follow up, right? And you get an email or any kind of notification, task due, follow up, hit this button, like take action, spend energy on this information that's not enough information, right? So if we could like like otherwise you're having to put so much like in the task title, you got to figure out naming conventions, and then it's harder for somebody to manage, right? So if we can make simple task titles and then have AI fill in these gaps where it's like, it might be called follow up, and you know when you're going to click on it, it's going to be like the best brief ever, and you're going to be happy to get that, right? Instead of like, oh no, what's this? Let me click on it. Oh, I don't have any information. Let me go look at all these records. Oh no, this is a bad task. We did this yesterday. Like, or this was assigned to somebody else. Like all the reasons.
I think there's some real upside here. I just think it's important when we're turning any of this on. And this has been a conversation before even like the AI conversation. I mean, for years I've been saying like, okay, we can automate this through a workflow. Should we? There's like, it doesn't make sense to keep a human's eyes on this thing, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's the only thing here, is just making sure. And I think it really comes in when bandwidth comes up. So if you feel like you are at the capacity with your bandwidth, like, and this is happening more and more as, because AI is doing more work, then there's higher expectations for output. And with that, if I feel like I'm at the top of my bandwidth, I am more likely to just lean into whatever AI has said and wrote the first time and like did than I am when I feel like I have some breathing room and can. So that's the only thing I'm like. I think that's the part that makes me feel uncomfortable, is making sure that our expectations are reasonable for whoever's getting these notifications, and that we're communicating with them. We're making sure that this is helping them stay in the loop, not removing them. That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the human in the loop thing for a really long time. It, like, people kept talking about it, you kept talking about it. I didn't get it. But I feel like, honestly, once I realized I had removed myself in many situations, that's when I was like, oh, I get what that means now.
Yeah.
That's a side comment.
Yeah. Yeah. And since this is live, right? Like, I think admins and managers, if notifications are going out for tasks, please understand immediately what your users are now getting that they were not getting before.
Mm-hmm.
And if the data is not pristine, like, it's either a fast track to turning those notifications off or putting those in like a different folder and like even more noise, or it's like creating bad expectations because the data is not clear, and you get people excited about using the system and then they click on the button and they get disappointed. Either way, like, that expectation management is crucial here, because what we don't want is, if your data is good, this is probably super powerful. But if the first experience is bad, like, yep, shutting that off. And then, oh, Breeze AI must suck. Like, goes right there, right? And I think I have an example worth showing. So I'm just going to share my screen. It's not the email itself. I might get it after I create this task, but I just want to show what happened.
I can turn my email notifications on shortly.
Well, I was going to send it to myself, and then I was like, wow, there's lots of context here that, so, and this is the new universal record view. And all I did was click on like create task. And then I put the title in. And then HubSpot decided to associate me with some pretty random deals.
You're surely associated to those deals, right?
I'm associated to a ton of deals.
Okay.
And why did it choose these three?
I'm just saying, like, it's not like it just chose them out of the air. Like, you're at least associated to them.
Right. But the question is, like, the default.
It's called
like
opportunities, Chris.
Yeah. Like, so because these aren't the most, like, so right away I'm saying, I don't know why, like, these aren't the most recent deals. They aren't the longest deals. They don't have the most money. Like, I have to figure out, like, if I want to use this now. So maybe this is a troubleshooting exercise. Like, if you're not sure why they're getting the message that they're getting or the next steps that they're getting, like, it's going to relate to the context around the task, right? So, like, I'm gonna Great task. I just wanted to show like this highlight here, like of what you can start to get, right? Challenges, workload prioritization, and capacity management. Breeze is telling
That
me
is
Chris
that is
struggles to manage time across clients effectively, risking overcommit, like 1,000%
Please don't look at
accurate.
mine. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm emotionally prepared to hear my challenges this morning.
And I think like this is the opportunity, right? Like if you can bring somebody in to a dynamic, context-rich space and they have everything they need to get a little bit of coaching and training here and there, to like everything outside of trusting the data, because that is table stakes.
Mhm.
Like usually they're coming into the space and they got to question the data. Like, is it up to date? Is it accurate? Who did it last time? And like when we can overcome that, now you have the space to like support, all these other insights that AI is already giving for you, right? So I can only imagine that they had this huge data set
Mhm.
of just open tasks, like probably the most egregiously like create this object and then never gets touched,
Mhm.
right? In the ecosystem.
Mhm.
And that's a great data set to train AI on. So I wouldn't be surprised if they use that and said, hey, what kind of message would you give to try and like, make this process a little better? So meetings
Shall
and
we talk about
workflows,
meetings and workflows?
we shall. Been around for a little bit.
Mhm.
Meetings, properties, and automations are now available in workflows to help save time and automate tedious work.
Why does it matter? Workflow automations can be created based on meeting bookings and meeting properties to save reps time and help progress deals forward. This is good update. I've been using the meetings and workflows like a lot. I think this is getting moved to live. I think that's why it's going to show up, and it looks like June 25th in this portal. So we might continue to see it a lot in the next couple weeks. I used this just this week. One of my clients reached out. They are implementing a new call recording software, and that specific call recording software has some GDPR features where it automatically will not record meetings if there's like a specific tag in the meeting title. So it'll catch that and not record the meeting. So I set a workflow up just this week that basically, if a contact has previously told us that they do not want to be recorded, then we will add that to all like future meetings. And I just really like when someone asks me to do something and I get to say, glad you didn't ask me last year.
Yeah. And like if you're starting to utilize AI for transcripts, like we've started thinking about like building the whole daily workflow off of a calendar meeting. What's happening before, what's happening after,
Mhm.
what's happening during,
Mhm.
and using that as a trigger like happens to streamline the hell out of your day.
Mhm.
And when the transcript and the things that happen in the meeting are like the gold,
Mhm.
like you can update your CRM like based on everything happening in that moment. And when you can tie it to the meeting itself, like and have that be the triggering record and any properties related to it, right? Like you have so much opportunity now to do what you need to do with automation, like in
Mhm.
HubSpot. Any other updates from the week, Madeline, that come to mind that you've been excited about or had questions about?
Well, I do have some that I'm excited about. I don't know if you guys covered them already this week. But number one, I'm very excited about personalized navigation. I also saw there's predicted email engagement in segments.
Yeah,
Seems-
Madeline, that was a really
Yeah.
exciting one too.
Yeah.
Chris is just anti-email.
I'm not anti-email. I'm anti not
Oh.
understanding what kind of email is what kind of email in HubSpot
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh,
what
yeah.
kind of metrics, like what this
Well,
actually means.
Exactly. Like I've been working on email for a lot of clients, and like I'm so particular about suppression lists and the logic involved because I want to do it like the right way. And it's kind of impossible, I've learned. And especially because even if you mark like the properties that we have available to segment for, sometimes like there are things that are not tracked in properties that like we just don't have access to as far as contacts, especially like if someone globally bounced, like on HubSpot side, they will
Oh yeah.
like if they bounced in someone else's portal but not in your portal, you don't know that, but HubSpot knows that. So you just have to kind of like wait and see and manually add them to a static list. Anyways, it was a whole thing. But like this is hopefully gonna like help with that and help people understand what actually matters. So
Yeah. So my point was we need them to ask the question, how is it making this prediction?
right. Yeah.
Right.
I'm guessing, and like I have no clue, but I'm guessing it's related to the send since last engagement property because that's how they track unengaged contacts now. But again, that's a property that we already have access to. Maybe this is factoring in some other stuff.
And this is this only for marketing emails?
Good point.
I believe so, but
I would guess because that's usually when it is most needed as far as opt-ins and marketing contact status and all of that.
Right.
Oh, it compares their past engagement to the average engagement of all contacts in your HubSpot instance. Interesting.
Right. The concern, like, and I've had, like, since we talked about this yesterday, I had a scoring conversation yesterday where I was, man, I wish I could have just pressed the Casey Hawkins button and just
like this
back.
is the first I'm hearing of this.
Oh man. Yeah. And not my favorite kind of conversation. Also not great level of expertise outside of the content that I've done with Casey. And as soon as I went to go over to the scoring, like to try and explain, I was like, yeah, I should probably not do that. But the issue like that everybody struggles with is marketing engagement versus sales engagement versus transactional email engagement. And it's so easy to look at numbers like this, see low engagement. Meanwhile, they're like inactive, like they're receiving all the one-to-one emails, like they're engaged with, and like that's why you have to understand the different email types in HubSpot. But it starts to get to a point where it's like, don't look at some of these metrics because they're just not going to tell you the whole story. And it's way too much work to try and put the whole story together in the attribution dashboards and all these things where you could just go look at the contact record itself and understand like, oh, yeah, of course they're not opening up these emails. But then they might say on the call, like, yeah, I saw the email, like, and it sounds cool. Like it's not, but they're busy, like trying to do business with you. Right. And as soon as we brought in like the whole post sales part of HubSpot in, that happens all the time. And you just risk kind of making assumptions about the humans that you're serving when you're looking at, you know, some of the specific metrics that are really, really like designed for specific, you know, use cases.
I think we have so many, I mean, the whole point of the show, we're given access to new tools every single day. And that oftentimes we don't understand what tools we already have, which ones we're like not using. And I mean, for lead scoring specifically, I mean, I've said this a few times more recently, a lot of times you don't need a lead score, you just need a list or a segment. And I think, I don't know, not to like make this a sales pitch, but like that's the importance of having like someone with HubSpot expertise, like to know someone with HubSpot expertise is because oftentimes you're like checking boxes or you get like, you know, the CEO sees some post and is like, why aren't we using predicted email engagement in segments? Let's just do that. And like, there's a lot beneath all of this stuff. So
yeah. And we were lucky to have marketing and sales on this scoring conversation yesterday. A lot of teams are not that lucky. And those are the moments where if you don't have these teams talking to each other, it creates the moments where it's like marketing has been asked to do attribution reports and show how everything's working. And then they show engagement levels on the screen, like it's the quarterly report. It's like marketing's life riding on this. And then you just happen to click in to like, let's see who's on that list. And then it shows a contact that everybody in the business knows. It is a highly engaged contact. And marketing saying, like the report saying, that is a low engaged contact. And in that moment, the credibility of the entire presentation gone. Right. And it's not like the last thing we should be pointing at is marketing. And it's these the situations that like that should have been caught at some point if we had marketing and sales in the room. Right. We put both groups in those situations constantly. So yeah, we just need to talk more. And if you're going to get excited about this, you have to just understand how it works and at least say, hey, team, this is what the data is showing us. Is this worthwhile for us to like start leveraging? Can we have some fun now? I think hopefully
I was having a blast.
right. Yeah. So time to put Madeline on the spot. She had said she had a good example or an example of Breeze Assistant in action.
I'm not going to preface it with anything because we haven't tried it before, but you shouldn't be scared to experiment with things, even when you're
She's
live.
telling herself.
I've I've been working on something because, like we've said in past weeks, I think astrology has a lot of similarities to HubSpot, like in all of the different objects and their associations to one another. Like that's a lot like signs and planets. Like, again, I have to preface that I know nothing, so please don't be offended if you actually care about this stuff. But when you're like, it's like a data model. So
It is.
I've been trying to find a way. I use Notion a lot. I've been trying to build this out in Notion, but then I just was like, what am I doing? I should build this out in HubSpot. So I've been tinkering with building it out in HubSpot as of like 7 a.m. this morning. So like just to put everybody's expectations,
Just to raise them.
place.
Yeah.
But I will share my screen and I'll show you guys what I've been building.
This makes me so happy because this is the idea that I was going to say. And as soon as you're like, yep, like I didn't even ask for more details. So I was like, there's no chance that she didn't understand. I was about to talk about horoscopes in Breeze Assistant.
The issue is it's a lot of context to give any AI or any tool. So like that's where I have to build a certain amount of stuff, but at the same time, you don't want to overthink it and like over engineer the data model. So here's what we have. I created.
We're going full data model. I am loving this even more.
Yeah. Well, so as of right now, I created 3 custom objects. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know what? I'm not overthinking it. I have signs and planets. And HubSpot product updates.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if I like custom objects for all 3, but we'll stick with that for now. But then I have associations for all of them. And I need to create a label still, but for now, they're just associated like normal. And then each sign I feel like is a little bit similar to a certain hub or product in HubSpot. Gemini is, the twins, and they're like all about communication and like the duality of it. So I feel like it's a lot like Marketing Hub and Content Hub. And Aries, we're all
so
Aries
upset right now.
Yeah, I feel like.
Oh, Chris is so mad.
Okay, no, that's what I mean. I don't necessarily like this. So I feel the same, but that's what we're working with. We might have to
We'll figure it out.
Reinterpret.
We'll get through this together.
But anyway, so I associated them to what is actually happening in the planets today based on astrologytoday.com. And then some of my favorite product updates from this week and like how they relate. So anyways, just some context. Now, there was a lot of Gemini type stuff that I found. Also, I think I just gravitate towards the Marketing Hub and content stuff because I know what it is and how it impacts me. But I created I simplified the record view a little bit. We have the planet. So we're looking at the sign right now. Then we have what planet is in it right now. And then what product updates are associated to it based on that. And then my hope is that we could ask Breeze Assistant to give us a horoscope based on
Yes.
And it's right now pulling in associated notes. So I'm going to ask Breeze to create a note and hope that that works and that it is good. So
let's do it.
Okay. Can you please also feel free to help me prompt this properly, but can you
do an astrology reading for Gemini?
Do an astrology reading for Gemini that caters towards the associated HubSpot product updates. Sure. Oh, I forgot to say to put it in a note, but
We can see what it does, and then
ooh, it's going to turn them into a themed reading that ties each cosmic signal back to what's actually associated with this record. I'm grabbing Gemini's associated product updates first, and then I'll turn them into a short themed reading grounded in what's actually linked to this sign. Beautiful. It's using the 2 product updates as planetary transits for the reading instead of making it generic. I feel like it's like in on the thing. Like
it's in. It's all in.
It's like totally
It really was like I'm locked in. I get it, and I'm here.
Finally, somebody has asked me
it
to do
gets
this.
the vibe. It just like gets the vibe.
Reed has been waiting.
Is there any like AI settings set up yet? Knowledge bases?
No.
So awesome. Like,
This is
Reed was truly waiting. This is
this is my demo portal. It knows nothing. Okay, here's a Gemini reading tailored towards the associated updates on Gemini. Core energy, curious, adaptive, and strongest when multiple signals are in play. Current transit, 2 associated product updates are amplifying experimentation and pattern spotting. Update omen, flexible stages for journey and funnel reports, invites Gemini to rethink rigid reporting paths. Second omen, predicted email engagement in segments, rewards Gemini's instincts for testing audience nuance. Your Gemini message right now is stay flexible, then test what the signal suggests. Astrology style takeaway. This is a strong cycle for experimentation, segmentation, and reframing the story your data tells. If Gemini follows the stars here, the best move is to lean into adaptable reporting and smarter audience targeting rather than one-size-fits-all execution.
Okay, so we looked at that update today about having like AI CTAs. I don't know. My head was just like, imagine if someone on your sales team was like, Madeline, I think you and I both are like woo-woo adjacent, where like we like to like read it, but like we don't know what it means.
Exactly.
Like
woo-woo adjacent. I love that.
But like imagine you had someone that was like fully woo-woo or woo-woo adjacent, and you were sending them their like sales notifications like that. Like they would be like way more. They would be like,
yeah,
I get it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The amount that you didn't have to set up. Like, man, we always say how powerful getting the data model right is, right? Like no other, like you have not created a knowledge base or an assistant type, or there's no, all right? This is just AI, like stepping up by the keywords, astrology reading, basically. And so now I'd love for you to say, create a note to add to the record.
I have to say thank you.
Yeah.
And please.
And a super compelling visual to go with it.
Create a note to add to the record and a super compelling visual along with it or in the note.
Yeah, to go with it.
To go with it. Okay.
This is the second time this week that Chris has written a prompt like this where he's like a super compelling visual.
I know.
Just, like don't just do it compelling. It better be super.
I mean, those general, like George was showing me something yesterday, and like what Fable was able to do off of the prompt to elevate the web page experience was insane, right? And you would never spec this stuff. Like if you go, like his Sidekick Strategies homepage is crazy what it did. And it all looks great. And you wouldn't even, this kind of stuff, you wouldn't even know how to describe it in a specification.
Yeah.
Right. But when you see it, like this is why it's called vibe coding. Part of it, it doesn't mean it's bad. Like it's like,
yeah,
it's like, so if somebody's going to say, make it pop, right? Then you get to do this stuff back. Right. And now we don't have to put it we don't have to
Yeah.
put all that effort in to try and figure it out. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, make it pop, AI. And then it shows something and it's like, does this pop? Right. And like, it's how humans want to like experience a lot of this stuff, especially when none of us are experts at the thing that's actually happening behind the scenes. Right. So there's our note.
It did add our note. It's still working on the image, but I'll have to adjust my card maybe. I want it to show up in our meetings card. Ah, beautiful. Because guess what, guys? Now we can look at what's in the cards.
Nailed it.
That's why I've been working on this since 7 a.m. this morning, because I wanted
You were
I
so
love
ready
it.
for this moment. It's exact.
Right. So you started at 7 a.m. and then like,
Oh,
yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Cosmic Sass editorial.
That's so funny.
And it's like,
Luxury horoscope poster.
right. Like find a way, folks, to bring some of this stuff in. Like this is how we find ways to ignite like energy around using AI and doing things better in HubSpot and like making it not just another email button to click on. Right. It's while creating like, and I know it's not available in every team and every organization, but we have to find ways to make this kind of, playfulness and experimentation available right now because AI requires it. Like if you want to figure it out, like if you would have tried to take the time to spec these results, like you don't have time. And that's why we usually don't do stuff like this. Right. But when you can take AI's breadth of knowledge and then apply it to like these specific human elements that she created, it's like, wow, this is so much fun.
But when we talk, like earlier when I was complaining that like some of the AI capabilities honestly are so good, there's a risk of removing the human from the loop. This example is actually like the complete opposite. Like this is using AI to keep the human in the loop by like speaking
engaging.
to
Yes.
Totally.
And for more info on that, you can watch Value First Data episode from Tuesday. We talked like with Clemen and Casey, and then we talked about it again with Trisha and Aaron on Wednesday. Like this world where we think we're just going to be able to bring people in or have AI build something so that the humans don't have to do it anymore or they don't have to make time for it. Like it's just not real. Like first of all, and second of all, like the humans have so much value in terms of the expertise they do have, which they all have something. You might be calling it tribal knowledge right now, but you should be calling it like human domain expertise. And then that kind of frame switch, like if you tell AI, because of all the training data that exists and the way that you're supposed to do things and build businesses and create software, if you ask AI to solve a tribal knowledge problem, it will try to remove that human like from the loop. It'll say extract their knowledge, record, like get it in the system, systematize, and then you won't be dependent on the human. Versus human domain expertise. Oh, here's how we could leverage that. Here's what we could build, with the human. It's completely different framing. And there is like the way that AI is trained. Like, so if you were to look up namespace, that's why you get such different answers, like just by that initial framing. So we're going to keep showing you stuff like this because this is like, it's going to hit for somebody. You don't know how it's going to hit, but it's kind of like the old, like HubSpot adoption issues, like times 1,000, right? About how everybody views that word or that thing on the page differently, right? So thank you so much, Madeline. I love being aligned from afar. I That's exactly what we needed to end this week, I think. So appreciate that, and hope everybody has a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend.
Have a
You
good
too.
one.